So the topic is selected for algebraic expression, but before that I'm gonna telling you about BIDMAS and BIDMAS. Some schools they are using BIDMAS, so I'm just use a BIDMAS. So in here, B is stand for brackets, and I stand for indices. Indices or power functions or exponent. They're all same. So brackets means I will just draw the here. These are the brackets. Any values written in form of like that. If I write down these are the bracket. Sometimes we're using these kind of bracket. If we are a double value, then we are using that value. And this is another form of brackets. They all form a brackets or parentheses. Indices. Indices, if any values like have a power. If I write down any number and it has a power and n belongs to any numbers, there could be a positive value, could be a negative value, they could be 0. These called a power. So we can say that this, the bottom part is called a base and the top part is called a power or exponent. It's the same thing. So whenever the functions comes up, first of all we need to break it bracket if the brackets are there in there. If the indices or exponent of power, we need to solve that power first. Then we are moving to that one. Or just like if they are using BIDMAS, then all is stand for order functions. So D stand for division. We have to divide first, then we move to the next operation. Next operation is called M. M is a multiplication. And then after we need to, A is stand for add. We need to add values, and then we need to subtract. That's the last. If these two values comes together, add or subtract, what to do? You can use either subtract first or add first. It doesn't make any sense, doesn't make any difference. So if you subtract first, then add, then answer will be same. If you add first, subtract after, then answer will be same. If they two operation only, these ones, same as it is in division and multiplication. If only these two operations are there, then we can divide first or multiply first. The answer will be the same. But if they are in orders, if they are divide, multiplying, and add and subtract comes out, then you have to use the order. First solve bracket, then indices, then divide, then multiply, then add, then subtract. I give you some examples. So now there's a function. If I write down that's 2 add 3 minus 4. So now I'm gonna use, because we have only two functions, we have add and subtract, just two functions. So what to do then? If we have only two functions, I first solving with order, add first, then subtract. So we adding these two values, 2 plus 3 is 5 and minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. This is our answer, 1. So now I have to do subtract first, then add. So I left 2 as it is. So 3 is positive value and 4 is a negative value. So now that's double functions comes up. If 3 is a positive and 4 is a negative, then 4 take away 3, which is 1, and the sign should be negative, and 2 take away 1, the answer is same. Only happens when add or subtract function, two functions comes up, then you can do either way. If they are coming in a like a sequence in a order, BIDMAS or BIDMAS, then you have to use like that one. So this bit part I'm gonna explain you these values. In addition, if both number are positive, positive number, positive number, the answer, I will write down numbers, number 1 and number 2. The answer will be positive, and you can say that values will be added. Will add. If the both function are same, values, if the both function are same function, positive, value will be added, and the function still stay same. If positive, the positive, thus function stays positive. If negative number, function same, value will be added, and but the function still remains the same. How? I give you example. Example this one first, and then example second. If I have a value 3 add 4, both have positive values. This is 3 positive, 4 positive. The answer will be positive 7. Right? Did you get a point? Because both are the same function, value will be added. If we have a negative function, both have the negative function. -3 -4, both have the negative function, same function, value will be added. 4 add 3 is 7. But function, same function still remains, which is negative. So that's gonna be -7. That was a one way. The second is, if there was opposite numbers, opposite functions, then what to do? Opposite function, if we have a positive value and we have a negative value, then value subtract if you have a positive value, negative value, value subtract, or if I write down negative value or positive value, both have opposite functions, then subtract, but the sign, so sign we need to decide which number will decide the sign, the big number or the larger value, larger digit will decide sign. Either this is a positive or either is a negative. So if I give you example, that be more clear. Example 1. So if I have positive 7 minus 4, both have different operation. So first ignore these function yet, then check both have negative function, positive and negative. 7 take away 4, we go 3. The larger digit decide value. 7 is bigger or 4, except ignore the sign. Just see 7 is bigger or 4 is bigger. 7 is bigger. 7 has positive sign, then we write down positive sign. So second example. If I write down minus 8 plus 5, right? Both have opposite function. Just ignore opposite function, just remember that one. We have 8 and 5. We need to subtract. Opposite function, subtract. 8 take away 5, we go 3. Done, halfway. Second, the larger digit will decide the sign. So we have two numbers. One is a 5, one is a 8. Except these signs. Ignore these signs, just check the numbers. 8 and 5. 8 is bigger or 5? So 8 is bigger. 8 has positive value, negative value. 8 has a negative value. So we write down negative sign. These were 4 rules of addition. So we're going to the multiplication, because that are going to be help you out to find algebraic expression and simplify the values. In multiplication, so if they have the same values, same function, multiply with a positive value, multiply by positive value, multiply by positive value, then sign will be positive. Right, one thing. Second thing, if a negative value multiply negative value, same function multiply, then I will write down multiply, then sign again positive. I give you example of these and then we move to the opposite function. If I have a positive 3 multiply by positive 3, because both are positive values. So 3 times 3 is give you a 9. Both have the same function, positive, and then 9 should be a positive. Same as it is if you have a minus 4 times minus 2. So first multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus has a same function. If they have a same function, the sign will be positive, because minus multiply give you a positive sign. These was a function which are the same function. If they are opposite, then what we need to do? If we have opposite function, if I have positive value multiply by negative value, or if you have a negative value multiply by positive value, then sign will be negative. Opposite function negative, same function positive sign. So example, if you have a function like 3 times minus 2, 3 positive, 2 negative, so 3 times 2 is 6. So both have opposite signs, positive, negative give you negative. If you have a negative 4 times positive 3, 4 times 3 give you a 12, positive, negative give you negative sign. These were the 4 functions. to work out. So now we go back to BIDMAS, some examples. If I write on a function, first function in here, if this function sums up, so now in here, how many function we are using in here? We're using bracket, we're using addition, and we're using subtraction. 3 function we are using. So now which we have to use first? We have to use bracket first. If we use bracket first, 4 add 3, which is 5. Then after we go to next function. This is one answer. If we are moving another example, we just if I write down in here the function 4 times 3 plus 2 and minus 3. So now we have a 3 function. We multiplying, addition and subtracting. First of all, we have to multiply first. This function we need to multiply first in this condition. We have these 2 values. 4 times 3 give you a 12. And then you need to add. So these adding, which is 14. Then you need to subtract, which is 11. Yeah. So if we go to another one example, now in here you can see this function brackets, yes, indices, powers, yes, division, yes, multiplication, yes, addition, yes, subtraction, yes. So we need to work out exactly the same. So now we need to use a bracket first. Bracket, this is a bracket. Ignore the power first. First use this bracket. So in a bracket, which value we have? We have 1, add 3. We are adding. That becomes 4. Then bracket close and power. Write down exactly same number. So 4 power 4 means 4 multiply itself. So giving you 16. Then write down first. Second operation which we use, division. So 16 divided by 2. How many 2's goes to a 16? 8. So 16 divided by 2 we get 8. So we go, that part is 8. Now we need to use multiply. 3 times 8 give you 24. Then we adding 30. Then we subtracting 25. This is the answer. So you need to do exactly the same. So you can do some more practice. If you need any help, you can write down in the comments. And if you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you.